Welcome back to my Jets Connected franchise here on Madden 19. Last episode we beat the Bills, which was a pretty big game since they are in our division. The Patriots are 12-1 though, so easily running away with this conference, or with this division, I guess I should. Probably the conference too, to be honest. But we are 8-5, really not that bad of a record. Definitely much better than what the Jets, were supposed to do and what people expected of the Jets. The Bills are 5-8, the Dolphins 2-11, so pretty weak division aside from the Patriots, honestly. I mean, we're playing decently, but the bottom two teams are pretty bad. Here's a look at the roster for you guys who really don't know. Travis Swanson, should I start him at left guard? Honestly, I didn't even know he was here. I could for sure start him at left guard. That really won't be that bad of an idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to move Travis Swanson to left guard. He's really not that bad of an offensive lineman. I remember, I don't think it's saved, but I remember, a couple Maddens ago, he was, a prime target for rebuilds. I think I realized why I never noticed him there, because James Carpenter is usually the starting left guard, but he's actually hurt, and I don't really want Dakota Dozier to start. I would much rather have Travis Swanson, so we're going to do that. And then I will run through the draft board with you guys, because I added a couple players, but let me show you the defense first. Actually, let me check out the injury report. I think that would be nice to see right now. So let's check out the injury report for our team. James Carpenter is actually the only player injured, and the length is only one more week. So that's not bad. I guess we'll get our starting left guard back after this week. If Travis Swanson plays really well, then maybe I'll keep him starting there. But here's the defense. A couple of guys are actually confident, which is nice. Tremaine Johnson, Morris Claiborne. This defense is actually playing really well, both in real life and in Madden right now. Pretty sure the Jets actually have a pretty decent defense in real life. Make sure the specialist is all good. We have, I want Jeremy Hill to be the power halfback because I still want Jeremy Hill to be involved. Our Darius Stewart has definitely earned a starting job as the slot wideout. I think he's played exceptionally well. So yeah, there's the team. It's not strong, but we have an 8-5 record, which really is not bad. I want to try to get Sam Darnold more touchdowns and more yards and stuff if we can. Also, I just remembered this right now. Let me show you guys the gameplay sliders because somebody asked about it. They asked me just to post a picture of them in the Discord. I will do that as well, but let me just show you guys the stats here for anyone else who is curious. Also, if you want to join my Discord, the link is always in the description. My Twitter's also down there. Might as well plug that too if you want to follow me on Twitter. Anyway, here's a look at the sliders. I actually haven't changed these in a couple weeks. I'm kind of liking how they're playing. I think I should. I don't remember if I did this already. I want to tone down run blocking though, because I feel like the separation is too good. This Jets offensive line is not good in Madden terms, so I should not be able to get 9 yards a carry on inside zones. I feel like that's kind of unrealistic, so I did tone those down a little bit, but I think the rest is actually okay. We are getting a lot of interceptions. A lot of them are users though, and if I turn down the interceptions, that won't really change. Quarterback accuracy, I like. Sam Darnold misses quite a bit of throws, but he's also pretty inaccurate in general. His stats aren't that great. He shouldn't be making every single throw. If he ever had a game with 100% completion percentage, that would be kind of weird. And then here's a look at the defense. Not the defense, the computer skill. I think I want to change run blocking for them and boost it up actually quite a bit because they have not been able to run the ball on me at all. So let's move that up 8. That's a pretty big difference, but I'm still about it. I like passing though. I definitely like passing because their quarterback accuracy and all that stuff, because I've been getting torched a little bit by some quarterbacks, and I think that's fair. And I think there's something else I want to change. Field goal accuracy, I'm actually going to move this down by 5 because I feel like I shouldn't be making every single kick, considering Cairo Santos made a 67-yard field goal a couple weeks ago. But now, let me go through the draft board. You guys should all be pretty familiar with these first-round talented guys if you've been watching for a little while, because I've went over them a few times, so I'm not going to go too in-depth with those guys. This right guard is looking like one of the best players in this draft, though. So I might have to move him up more depending on his combine grade. If his combine grade is really nice, I might even have him as my first prospect. But then, of course, a bunch of other first-round talented offensive linemen. That's the main focus for this draft for me, is going to be offensive linemen. There's a slot wide receiver, some later round offensive linemen. I mean, second round isn't really late, but second and third round offensive linemen, some corners. But then I also added some running backs. Carroll Macklin. Depending on his combine, this guy could be the starting running back next year, because I already mentioned this, but I want to draft a quarterback and get rid of Tevin Coleman. I kind of regret trading for Tevin Coleman. I wish I would have kept Isaiah Crowell just to keep this more realistic and more like I'm using just the Jets roster. So I wanted, like, even if I kept Isaiah Crowell, I still wanted to draft, I would still want to draft a running back, I mean. So I'm going to kind of replicate that here by, like, hopefully trading Tevin Coleman, even though I think I re-signed him this season. So I will probably be doing that. I think I'll retain Jeremy Hill, though, and keep him as the power back. And then hopefully Carol Macklin or Jamarius Sutton will be the starting running back. I only found 2 guys who look pretty decent. And Macklin looks a lot better than Sutton. I mean, Sutton has B+ elusiveness, which is nice, but nothing else aside from that, really. And Macklin has B+ carrying, B+ spin, and B elusiveness, so he's not bad. Some left tackle, some wide receivers, a corner down here. So I think the biggest additions were the halfbacks, and I'm really excited to hopefully draft Carol Macklin. But now, I think we can get into this game here against the Texans, who have a pretty strong roster. Not the best record, but they have some very talented players. You know, Deshaun Watson, DeAndre Hopkins. It's going to be a pretty rough matchup for us. Also, their defense is pretty insane. In this Week 15 matchup here, we have 2 teams with pretty similar records. The Houston Texans are 7-6 at this point, and the New York Jets are 8-5. So even though the Texans are hovering around 500, they still have a very talented roster. Deshaun Watson, of course, is the quarterback. He's very lethal on the ground and through the air. DeAndre Hopkins is like a top 3 wide receiver in the NFL at this point. J.J. Watt, you can't mention the Texans without bringing up J.J. Watt, one of the best at his position. Other than those guys, though, they still have some other very talented players. Tyrann Mathieu, Benardrick McKinney, Zach Cunningham, all young, really good players at their respective positions. Even Lamar Miller getting up there in age a little bit, but he can still get the job done at running back for sure. But this game is going to happen at MetLife, actually on a Saturday, which is pretty interesting. Saturday night, I think 2 other games happen, so there's 3 games going on during this week on Saturday night. Here's a look at the AFC playoff picture, though. The Patriots already clinched the playoffs, obviously. I'm surprised the Chargers haven't yet, but you know, the Jets still have the first wild card spot. The Texans are actually right behind them, so this is a pretty big game for both teams. To start off this game here, the Texans have the ball. Deshaun Watson out of a shotgun look with Lamar Miller to his left. The handoff goes to Lamar Miller, but Terrence Brooks is there to make the tackle. I think the Jets were in some kind of nickel package. That's why Terrence Brooks was playing. 2nd and 9 now for the Texans. Deshaun Watson under center. Dropping back. Has a pretty clean pocket. Some good blocks as well. Trying to take this one himself. He's going to do that. Gets by Darren Lee, who takes a really bad angle, and he's actually going to scramble for about 20 yards there. That was a great run for Deshaun Watson on 2nd down. 3rd and 9, though, for this drive. Deshaun Watson out of the shotgun again. Dropping back, the young quarterback. Taking a shot up to arguably the best player in the field right now. And it's not going to be completed. I don't know why I said arguably. He's easily the best player in the field at any given moment, really. But 1st and 10, Sam Darnold and his Jets now have the ball. Darnold checks down here to Jermaine Kearse, who actually gets by Zach Cunningham, I believe that to be. I think he's number 41. And Darnold completes the pass for a 10-yard gain. It's not going to be a first down, though. 2nd and inches. The handoff is going to Tevin Coleman here. Good blocking by the offensive line, and Coleman's able to fight his way up for another 10-yard gain. So last week he had 137 yards and a touchdown, having a pretty good season. He missed a couple games, so he should still be able to get over 1,000 yards, but he'd probably be closer to like 1,300 if he was playing all these games, maybe 1,400. Robbie Anderson, though, gets his first catch of the game as Jadeveon Clowney goes down. One of the better, 3-4 outside linebackers in the NFL right now, so it's pretty unfortunate that he goes down for them. Herndon, though, gets one of his first catches of the season. I really can't remember him getting too many others. I feel like that's not his first all year, but I really can't remember any other time he caught the ball. 3rd and 4, though, for the Jets. Darnold, quick pass over to the right side to Jermaine Kearse. Very good on the slant routes. Both wide receivers, both starting number 1 and number 2 wide receivers for the Jets are very good at slant patterns. Sam Darnold goes with the play fake. Has a receiver wide open in the middle of the field. It's Jermaine Kearse again. Just no one was even near him. He beat by the corner very, very easily, and he gets into the end zone for the first touchdown of this game. Deshaun Watson now motions Lamar Miller outright, and he's going to find Will Fuller, one of the better deep threats in the NFL when he is healthy. He's a great deep threat, and he has a great chemistry going on with Deshaun Watson. Sadly, though, I think Will Fuller tore his ACL or something, so he's out for the season. Deshaun Watson, though, fires to Will Fuller again. Again, their connection is growing. I wish Will Fuller could play a full season. I kind of want to see what kind of numbers he would be able to put up. He's averaging, I think, at least like a touchdown, probably a little more than a touchdown a game whenever whenever he's healthy with Deshaun Watson. Watson, though, is able to scamper there for about a 5-yard gain, breaking up 2nd and 5 at the 44-yard line. They are in Jets territory now. Deshaun Watson firing to Will Fuller yet again. It's kind of showing that Will Fuller might be his favorite target in this one. That was right over the head of Darren Lee, though. If he could have reacted fast enough, could have at least swatted that one away. 1st and 10 now for Watson and his Texans. The pass is going to the right side, and it's not going to get there. I think that was intended for DeAndre Hopkins, but Marcus May is showing off his incredible range. as he's able to, have pretty good closing speed to get to that one and pick it off. Pretty nice play there. Herndon gets another catch here, tries the truck stick by 57. He actually kind of does, and fights his way for a, it wasn't a first down actually, it was like 2nd and inches, but it is going to be 1st and 10 after a short run. Sam Darnold, though, trying to find somebody open and tosses this one into like quadruple coverage, but that was exactly where it needed to be. A great catch there by Robbie Anderson as well, just to go down to, secure the grab. Tevin Coleman, though, takes another handoff here up the middle, fighting his way for a 1st down through the contact with Zach Cunningham, bringing him along, for the ride. 1st and 10 now, Jermaine Kearse goes in motion a little bit. Play action goes to Tevin Coleman, as Sam Darnold has a pretty clean pocket, has a player, rushing at him, but is able to make the throw under pressure to Jermaine Kearse, and Sam Darnold 8 for 8 with 108 yards and a touchdown, starting this game off perfectly. 3rd and 2 now. Tevin Coleman tries to take the handoff to the outside, but he's not able to go anywhere. I think that might be Brennan Scarlett. No, it's not. That's Cole who actually comes up with the tackle. My bad. 1st and 10 now for the Texans after the Cairo Santos field goal. Deshaun Watson goes with the play action to Lamar Miller, trying to scramble around, jukes by one guy, but then takes a shot by Jamal Adams. It was a sack, but it wasn't a sack for like any loss of yardage or anything. So it's 2nd and 10 now. Deshaun Watson hands it off to Lamar Miller here. Avery Williamson in pursuit, cannot wrap him up though, just gets juked out of his cleats, and Marcus May is forced to get him in the secondary. That was a huge run by Lamar Miller, bringing his total to 26 for the day. Pretty sure that was like a 20-something yard, run too, so it wasn't doing too much before that. Deshaun Watson scrambling to the outside again, trying to get the corner. It's 3rd and 6. Can he pick up the 1st down? No, he can't. I can't tell who brought him down. I think that's Tremaine Johnson, as Will Fuller actually goes down. I don't think he returns. I don't remember if Jadeveon Clowney returns, if I'm being honest, but I think Kiki Kuti gets a lot of reps in this game too. But Terrell Pryor cannot hold on to the pass, and that's actually the first incompletion by Sam Darnold all day. 9 for 10, 110 yards. He's starting off very, very strongly. The play action is executed pretty well there, and Jordan Leggett, a name I haven't said in a little while, he's kind of just fallen down the depth chart. He really hasn't been playing badly. It's just that Terrell Pryor has been kind of impressing me at tight end. I don't really want to put Leggett back in. 3rd and 6 though for Sam Darnold out of a no backfield, or backfield look. Terrell Pryor picks up the 1st down in his little hitch out route thing, whatever you call those. Pretty good play design, good route run by Terrell Pryor. 2nd and 9 now, the handoff goes to Tevin Coleman, trying to follow his blockers, but he's really just not having much room to go. He's pretty much stood up there by Whitney Merciless. Pretty talented pass rusher as well, getting up there in age too. 3rd and 10 though, Sam Darnold sacked by number 57. That is Brennan Scarlett. There he is. This is actually going to set up like a 65-yard field goal, which Cairo Santos will attempt and nail. That had like, I would say almost 68-yard range on that one. Maybe he could have beat his last record, but I'm pretty sure if he hadn't already beat the the current record, he would have beat it there. I'm pretty sure. But 2nd and 7, Deshaun Watson taking a shot up to DeAndre Hopkins, and that's actually almost intercepted by Marcus May. They cannot get DeAndre Hopkins open. They've taken a few shots towards him. One of them got picked, and I think 2 of them got swatted away. So the Jets are doing a pretty good job at covering one of the best receivers in the NFL, and Darren Lee reads that screen super well. And Lamar Miller does not have a chance to go anywhere. 2nd and 8 now. The handoff goes to Tevin Coleman. Pretty good blocking by the interior guys of the Jets O-line. Tevin Coleman brings this one for a gain of like 5 there. Actually, I don't remember what the yardage was before that. But 3rd and 3 right now. Sam Darnold fires to Robbie Anderson on the left side on the comeback route. If it's not press coverage, that route is overpowered. And Robbie Anderson is a very good wide receiver, so he can easily get open there. 1st and 10, and before Sam Darnold can get the pass off, J.J. Watt comes up with the sack. It was only a matter of time before J.J. Watt just overpowered one of the Jets' offensive linemen. 3rd and 9 now for the Jets. A shotgun look for the team. Sam Darnold thrown to the outside, kind of had a receiver there. A bit of a small window to get that one in, inbounds, so they will have to settle for a field goal, but that's actually going to take us to halftime here. The first half of this game is all Jets. It's 16-0, and they're leading in most of those categories. So since most of the games haven't taken place yet, we're going to look at the games around the league. The 2 that did happen, though, were the Chargers and the Chiefs, and the Browns and the Broncos. And the Chargers and the Browns actually ended up winning. A couple games to highlight here. The Patriots are playing the Steelers, Eagles playing the Rams, Saints playing the Panthers. So potential, playoff games there, like future playoff games there. I'm not sure how the Panthers are doing, but the other 5 teams I mentioned usually make the playoffs. So pretty interesting games there. They'll probably be playing again in a couple weeks into the future here. A couple of other games that don't really matter as much as well. But let's get into the second half of this game here where the Jets start off with the ball. 3rd and 12, though the first 2 plays did not start off very well. But this one's going to be pretty nice. Our Darius Stewart gets his first grab of the game, taking this one up to the 41-yard line. Good throw there by Sam Darnold as well. 1st and 10, Elijah McGuire actually checks into the game at running back. See what he can do. Decently good running there. He picks up about 6 yards, just following his blockers as well as he can. It's kind of hard to be patient in Madden with running because it just doesn't really seem to work. You can't really, like replicate how Le'Veon Bell runs or anything like that. It's kind of hard to do. But Robbie Anderson there takes an absolute shot after he picks up the first down. But at least he got the first down, didn't get injured or anything like that. 2nd and 8 now. Sam Darnold dropping back out of a shotgun look again. Has a receiver open to the left. It's Ardarius Stewart, and this is just barely overthrown. Kind of looked like Ardarius Stewart could have potentially grabbed that one. He didn't even really try, though. 3rd and 8 now. That would have been a huge gain, but now it's going to be 3rd and 8. Sam Darnold in the pocket, trying to wait for Jermaine Kearse to get open. Right when he was about to break, Dunn comes up with the sack, and he flexes in front of the camera there. 1st and 10 now, after a pretty good punt by Lack Edwards. The Jets kind of sell out for the run. A couple of their linebackers blitzed, and Bruce Ellington was wide open, and he's able to pick up a gain of about 16 along with a first down, obviously. Deshaun Watson, though, struggling a little bit, under 70 yards today. 3rd and 10. Deshaun Watson scanning the field, looking for someone open. Has a very clean pocket, but decides to step up for some reason and kind of steps right into some contact and has to throw this one away. 2nd and 9 now for the Jets. Sam Darnold out of under center. That's what I meant to say. And he drops back and fires an absolute strike to Robbie Anderson, who comes down with the reception. That was a nice route, completely beat by the corner. That was a confident throw there by Sam Darnold. Tevin Coleman gets the handoff now on 1st down. He's been pretty quiet today. Hasn't really had any flashy runs. Not playing too badly, though, I guess. I think he has under 4 yards a carry, though, so that's actually not too good. 2nd and 6 now. This little comeback route is just open all the time, and Robbie Anderson actually breaks out of the first contact, but 2 other Texans players there to tackle him. Sam Darnold now up to 240 yards, and Robbie Anderson 6 for 97, being pretty efficient right now. 3rd and goal for Sam Darnold and his Jets at the 14-yard line. Darnold misses the wide receiver there. He was actually open, potentially for a touchdown, but he does throw it to Robbie Anderson, which puts him over 100 yards for the game. 1st and 10 now for Deshaun Watson. This game is all Jets right now. It's going to continue to be that way as Jordan Jenkins, normally a pass rusher, drops back into coverage here, and Deshaun Watson just doesn't seem like he notices him. And he actually comes up with an interception, taking this one to the 23-yard line. But Sam Darnold would be sacked, so it's 2nd and 20 now. Darnold sees something he likes, though. The cornerback was playing a little too inside. Robbie Anderson is way too fast to press, honestly, just by itself. But 22 was playing way too inside there. Definitely could not recover fast enough, and Robbie Anderson easily gets a touchdown. 26-0. This game is all Jets. They are stopping this Texans offense, aside from right there, I guess. They pick up a first down. Deshaun Watson, though, 2 interceptions, only 74 yards on the day. DeAndre Hopkins has been pretty much nullified by like Morris Claiborne and some other double teams. Really, I don't even think he's been targeted too much. He's pretty much just been targeted on some deep shots, and he just hasn't been able to get open because the Jets are double covering him. Speak of the devil, though, there he is. He catches that pass over the middle. They should have tried to throw it to him a little more. I mean, he gets open in these single coverage situations, but they just don't try to throw it to him, I feel like, all that much. 1st and 10 now. Deshaun Watson finds, is that Ryan Griffin? I think that's his name. Breaks off a couple tackles. Actually has a pretty athletic spin move there for a pretty big tight end, I guess. 2nd and 8 for Deshaun Watson, nearing it on the red zone here. Dropping back to pass, looking for someone open. This time doesn't panic in the pocket and finds Griffin again for a first down. I don't know what's up with like scrambling quarterbacks in this game, but they always decide to run around even when the pocket's pretty clean. 3rd and 8 though, pocket clean again, finds Griffin once again on the sidelines there, up to the 2-yard line. They're going to go for it here, trying to get a touchdown to get back in this game if they can. 4th and 2, Deshaun Watson has the play action. Marcus May screaming up the middle, not falling for the play fake and coming up with the sack, which will be a turnover on downs. The Jets are still pitching a shutout right now, 26-0. Tevin Coleman gets the handoff here. Has a lot of room to move. Good blocking by the offensive line, and I think he takes the tackle attempt from Tyrann Mathieu for a first down. I'm pretty sure that's Tyrann Mathieu, number 32. This Texans defense is normally pretty decent, but they're letting up over 300 yards to this Jets offense, which has been pretty bad all season. 3rd and 12, another nice throw there by Sam Darnold for a first down to Jermaine Kearse, and that actually puts Sam Darnold over 300 yards for possibly his first time all season. I could be wrong on that, but Tevin Coleman taking the handoff, almost getting a first down, picking up about 6 yards. And you're going to see here, this Jets offense is normally horrible, second last, but they have 369 yards today, which is a pretty good, yard number to have. They would have much more if they can actually get this run game going. 3rd and 13, they just kind of take a pitch to Tevin Coleman to keep it safe, not try to force anything, and we'll punt the ball back to the Texans. 1st and 10 now for Deshaun Watson. I think they just want to get some points just for confidence and to take it into the next week, really. Deshaun Watson rolling out again. This is where they've had their most success, really, with him scrambling. He has 42 yards on the day on 4 rushes. That's really not a bad average, but they didn't run it too much more than this. 3rd and 1 now. Quick pass there to Lamar Miller, but Jamal Adams has the closing speed there to tackle Lamar Miller for a gain of nothing, I think. Maybe like a gain of a couple inches, to be honest. And the Texans actually punt it, which is pretty interesting. The Jets trying to set up a screen on 3rd and 16. Sam Darnold can't get the pass off, so they will have to punt the ball back to the Texans, but there's only 1 minute and 50 seconds left. Not much hope for this Texans team, especially when Jamal Adams comes on the safety blitz for his 2nd sack of the game. That's a good number to have for a strong safety, too. 3rd and 22 for Deshaun Watson and his Texans. He's in his own end zone trying to get this pass off. Lobbing one up to Kiki Kuti, I think that is, and Jamal Adams comes away with the game-winning interception. This puts the game on ice. He's trying to return it if he can. Deshaun Watson at least makes the tackle on him. Watson struggled heavily today. This Jets defense was ruthless against him. But here's a look at the stats. Sam Darnold, a near perfect game. 20 for 26, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns. No big mistakes. He missed a couple throws, but no interceptions, no fumbles. His average per attempt was like 11.7, I think that said. Tevin Coleman wasn't too great today, but this Texans defense has a very good front 7. So it kind of makes sense, as to why Tevin Coleman didn't have much room to run. I think the run blocking sliders are okay. Robbie Anderson, 8 for 139 and a touchdown. Jermaine Kearse, 81 yards and a touchdown. A couple guys getting some nice grabs down there too, but mainly it was just Robbie Anderson and Jermaine Kearse. Travis Swanson letting up 2 sacks. I think I'll put James Carpenter back in for the rest of the season. No one really had too many tackles. 6 for a couple guys, 2 tackles for loss for Darren Lee. 2 sacks for Jamal Adams actually leads the team, and then a couple interceptions as you guys can see there. So this Jets team actually taking a 3-game winning streak into next week. I'm not sure if they play then, but thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.